In Tegucigalpa, Honduras, a mother lived with her young child Dina. Tegucigalpa has been called the murder capital of the world. The increasingly violent conditions forced Dina's mother to flee to the United States. She promised Dina that they would meet again in a better world. Growing up, Dina's earliest memories were tainted by crime and political violence. She often saw local gangs kidnap young girls like her, and because of this, she lived with a constant fear that kept her awake at night. One day, her nightmares became a reality. While returning home from school, Dina was cornered by a gang. She ran for her life and did not stop until she was home. It was Dina's grandmother who realized it was time for the child to make her journey towards the United States in the hopes that she could live a safe and peaceful life. They traveled day and night, facing tremendous risk in hopes of fleeing persecution and finding a safe haven in the United States. In their journey, they encountered long lines, crowded buses, dangerous rivers, and deserts. They did not stop until they saw the United States in front of them, knowing they had finally reached the border. The realization that Abuela was too old to move ahead dawned on them. Dina would have to complete the journey on her own. The brave girl crossed over, looking back only once to see her grandmother fade into the distance. As she crossed the border, Border Patrol officers took her into custody. They brought her to a large building where they contacted someone to help. It was Pastor Julie Contreras who received the call. Julie quickly took action. She arrived at the Greyhound station to pick up an exhausted yet relentless Dina. Julie's words gave Dina courage. However, Julie informed Dina that her fight was not over. In fact, it had just begun. It was Julie who introduced Dina to Christopher Helt, who soon became her attorney. In his office that overlooks the Chicago skyline, the nationally acclaimed immigration lawyer explained to Dina the details of immigration court proceedings. Soon, the day arrived when Dina would have to present herself in front of a judge. Christopher stood by her side throughout her immigration proceedings. When the time came, he said,
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Christopher Helt, and I am the attorney for this child. I am requesting a continuance and a new court date so that this young girl may appear before the U.S. Asylum Office and tell her story.
It was then that Dina began a new life in the United States. She started school as a non-English speaker, but quickly became fluent in English and made many new friends. The day came for her U.S. Asylum Office hearing. Dina told her story to the immigration officer, and she broke down. Christopher Helt was by her side, ready to fight for her.
This child has a well-founded fear of persecution based upon one or more of 5 statutorily protected grounds.
As they left the asylum office, media was waiting for Dina. It was clear that her story had struck a chord across the nation. Soon after the hearing, good news reached Christopher Helt's desk. Dina was free from the clutches of immigration officers and free from the fear of violence back in Tegucigalpa. Julie and Christopher told Dina,
You are free now, and you will be an American citizen soon.
Dina could finally have the life she longed for, a life without fear of violence. Today, Dina is a straight-A student in high school and a lawful permanent resident because she fought for a better life in the United States. At Helt Law Group, this is our goal. We fight for you to have a better life here in America.